Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joe Handy, the Android Authority app guy, and this is the 140th episode of the Android Apps Weekly Show. Let's get started. ES File Explorer released perhaps its most horrible update ever that claims to charge your device 20% faster. Instead, it hijacks your lock screen, puts advertising on it, and because it's hogwash, it doesn't actually charge your device any faster. If you use ES File Explorer, you may want to start thinking about finding alternatives because the app is more bloat than function at this point. Microsoft announced this week that the sun will soon be setting for Sunrise Calendar. According to an official post, the developers are busy working on Outlook and they don't have time to update the app anymore, so they're shutting it down, which kind of sucks. For anyone interested, this probably isn't going to happen to SwiftKey, at least not for a long time. This War of Mine was our pick for the best Android game released in 2015, and now it's going to be a board game. The idea was put on Kickstarter this week and has already racked up more than 3 times its goal, and it's hit all of its stretch goals too. It looks quite complex and it should mirror the experience of the game rather well. You can find it on Kickstarter right now. The creators of Siri have been working on another AI assistant, and this one is called Viv. In its short demonstration at TechCrunch Disrupt, it had a very impressive showing, allowing the presenter to do things like send money, buy flowers, and order an Uber driver in under 2 minutes. It's very impressive and it should be platform agnostic, which means it'll come to Android eventually. A developer over on Reddit created a way to play old school Virtual Boy games using your Android device, a popular emulator called RetroArch, and Google Cardboard. It's a little complicated to get it all to work, but it does actually work pretty well and includes some extra features like changing the color from red to grayscale along with others. For even more Android apps and games news, releases, and updates, check out this week's newsletter, which is linked in the video description below. There we have a bunch of stuff that we didn't have the space for here. If you'd like, you can sign up for the newsletter using the form in the written companion, which is also linked in the video description below, and we'll send it to you every Sunday. Or you can pick up the Android Authority app for even faster apps news. Okay folks, let's take a look at the apps and games that made a big splash this week. As usual, if you want to check out any of these apps or games for yourself, we'll have those links for you in the video description below. Beam came out last week to generally favorable reviews, but I didn't cover it because I wanted to see what it was like first. Perhaps the best way to describe Beam is if you took the act of creating reaction videos on YouTube and created a social network out of it. That social network would be called Beam. Otherwise, it's not too much different from other multimedia sharing sites like Instagram or Vine, except you can't edit anything before you share it. It just kinda happens, and it's definitely interesting. Bejeweled Stars is the latest Match 3 game in the popular Bejeweled series. This one has the same basic mechanics as prior incarnations, except for this time pieces of the board move around, which periodically changes which shapes are where. This adds a little extra challenge and can occasionally even save you if you're stuck. It also comes with leaderboards, power-ups, mini missions, and more to keep things interesting. It is a freemium game through and through, but it's not all that bad. Dark Sky is the latest hit weather application to hit the Google Play Store, although we're not sure how long it's going to be a hit. The application had great success on iOS and it works pretty well on Android. However, a lot of people are upset that the application is a subscription service on Android while it's a pay-once application on iOS. The developers claim that the yearly subscription results in a lower upfront cost, but I think they're missing the point on why everyone is mad. Anyway, it's free to download and it is actually pretty cool if you want to try it out for yourself. After what seems like forever, there is an actual for-real Pokemon game available on Android. It's a trading card game where you collect Pokemon cards, build decks, and duel people from all over the world. It follows the same basic premise as most other monster or card collecting freemium games, except instead of collecting monsters that kind of look like Pokemon, you're actually collecting Pokemon. It's suffering from some release day bugs, but those will be cleared up over time. It's free to download right now. Fallout 4 Live Wallpaper is, you guessed it, a live wallpaper themed like Fallout 4. It was released by Nvidia, but it should work on most devices, and it features a scene with a bunch of Vault Boy bobbleheads that will nod, move, and wiggle based on how you move your device or swipe your home screen. It's nothing overly ridiculous, but it's a nice touch for fans of the series. It's entirely free with no in-app purchases if you want to try it out, and you'll get additional features if you happen to be rocking a Tegra K1 tablet. And that about does it for this video, folks. If you want to keep watching, we'll have Jace's latest video linked up there on the screen and in the video description below. Don't forget to sign up for that newsletter so you can keep up with the latest app news, and remember to keep it tuned to Android Authority because we are your source for all things Android. As always, thanks for watching, everybody, and have a wonderful day.